We are online.
James has not been talking much about the draft at all or anything. He's not been contributing
He's making
anything,
me
but he's been
nervous.
online. He's been around.
He's been responding to trade requests and stuff too.
He's
So
talking to me. I know who he's picking.
Who?
I'm not gonna say it over the air. He told me in like.
Well, I'm guessing it's Wiggins.
he told him in chat like 4 months ago, and then like his opinion couldn't possibly change.
Right. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm guessing it's Wiggins then.
Nope.
Oh, come on. Yes, it is.
Welcome to the draft, everybody. Our draft podcast where we're talking about the draft and executive of the year. We've got Ian and
Hello.
the commissioner and GM of Boston. We got Charles, the GM of Houston Rockets, and myself, the GM of the Memphis Grizzlies. And so, how about that Embiid injury, everybody? Because
that happened. That happened on the same night England pretty much got kicked out of the World Cup, and it was the shittest sports night of my life. I was like, I couldn't believe it. It was
Shitty for you. I never wanted Parker.
It was worse for me than it was from Joel Embiid, that's for sure. But no, yeah, it's just like two horrific things happening at once.
How far do we think that he falls in the real draft?
In the real draft, I'm going 4 to Orlando, which kind of makes sense because they already have Vucevic.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
And if Embiid actually becomes reaches half of his potential, I think they're going to be really good, Orlando. In real life, that's my personal opinion.
Yeah. Because it just kind of feels right for the Magic to have another good quality center as well, because they just seem to have a revolving treadmill of them. Shaq and Dwight Howard. But whether you what?
Said they breed them over there in Disneyland.
That's what they do. Yeah. But that would mean who do you think's going first in real life? Who do you think the Cavs are going to take? I think the Cavs are going to trade, and they're going to trade with Philadelphia because Philly wants Wiggins so much.
Yeah, but then that leaves the Cavs at 3, and they're probably looking at Exum, and that doesn't really fit.
But I think they'll take Embiid lower, basically.
I think what the Cavaliers in real life need to do, don't get fancy, take Wiggins and just go.
That's what a sensible organization would do, but we're talking about the Cavs.
Yeah, I know. It sucks. My favorite team.
Or they'd take Parker or Wiggins and just be done with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Wiggins has the potential to be better. I think he fits our team better as well as a wing, as opposed to sort of like a medium athleticism tweener.
Mm-hmm.
But
medium athleticism.
Aaron Gordon's
an insane athlete. They would take.
Did you say Wiggins is a medium athleticism?
No, Jabari Parker.
Oh right, okay.
He's like sort of like a tweener with like. He's just a better offensive Aaron Gordon minus some athleticism, basically, in terms of size. And then
way better offensively.
Yeah, insanely better, like times 20. But I think Wiggins has the potential to come in, play quality minutes on the defensive end, and then learn how to play basketball. Because he doesn't have to be like one of my biggest insults to him is that he's never gonna like lead a team in scoring. He's never gonna he'll never do that. He'll be like a second or third option Sean Marion type, but he's not coming. Yeah, he's gonna come in, and he doesn't have to come in and like be expected to carry the load because he can't create because his handle isn't that good. Yet, I mean, I'm not saying it can't improve to the point where he could create a little bit. I just don't think that is going to be his game. I think his game is high athleticism defender who has an okay enough shot to to stretch the floor out a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. But he's not a bad shooter as well.
Yeah, he's not a
Um,
bad shooter. Like I worry about his ability to finish in the half court offense, but that was when him and Embiid were the two best players on their team, and when Embiid went down, obviously Wiggins wasn't up to snuff to carry an offense by himself. I
he
mean,
did. He scored that. I think he scored 41 points one game and did pretty well.
wasn't that versus West Virginia though?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but
Yeah, but
some.
They got a good system team, but I mean,
also, speaking of systems, Bill Self isn't exactly the system king when it comes to showcasing players' talents. You know, he doesn't exactly run like the drive and dish pro style offense that just like lets people show themselves off. He normally like has a set point guard to handle the ball, then just has it just like distribute downwards. So
yeah.
Mm,
I don't think
yeah,
he was able to show off everything he could do.
yeah. I think you're right. I think
And
that's true.
and I let me also say this too about Wiggins though is that like despite all the things that I don't care for about him, he still averaged 17 points a game with a pretty good shooting percentage. So for a guy that was taking probably a few more threes than he should have been,
Yeah,
I
but I
think
think his athleticism that's that good in the NCAA will carry you to that kind of points per game and stuff.
yeah. My only issue with it though is that like he shot 34% from the three, which I mean isn't terrible, but I mean 3-point line's a little further in the NBA. And then word coming out of workouts is that he's not like he's having bad shooting like in some of these workouts. Same with I mean it happens to everybody. That's not going to lower his stock any, but I think that for a guy that is as athletic and long and significantly more athletic than anybody he's going up against on any given night, is he should have been just going to the rack every single time.
Mm.
But it
But
took
then you get the feeling that
LeBron
he's been
forever to
told
learn.
not to.
I could believe that as well.
It's because he's Canadian. He doesn't have the dominant personality. He's too polite.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, it's kind of. He reminds me of Kawhi Leonard. He just personality that's gonna just take over. And LeBron went to college and played.
You keep cutting out, Charles.
Yeah.
Nope.
Is this better?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay. Like, what if
Um,
LeBron went to college? Is what I was saying, and didn't do very well.
He would have.
yeah. He would have just absolutely
He
But
came
done
out
what
of,
he did in college.
He was
I
gonna
don't
go
think
to.
Wiggins is going to be like an extra, the next LeBron thing. You know,
yeah,
that's not going to be the case. But it's going to be good defensively.
I don't think that LeBron would have been asked to showcase his passing and stuff if that's what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't
You're
think
like, oh, LeBron can't dribble because he wasn't the primary ball handler.
Yeah.
no, but I mean
Or
like
whatever.
I just think like you see, I was looking through footage of really the best players nowadays when they were in college. Like Durant and LeBron when he was in high school, and God, who else? And John Wall and players like that, and Anthony Davis as well, and they've got like a proper sort of fire about them. Wiggins doesn't have that. Jabari Parker does, but Wiggins he's so passive. It's amazing. Yeah, that's the end of my story, really.
yeah, I mean you look at like the best player like Dwayne Wade and stuff. Like Dwayne
Yeah.
Wade was a dominant college basketball player.
Yeah, I looked at him as well. Yeah.
Played like the power forward for like. It was stupid. He had like a triple double in the NCAA tournament. I
Huh.
think. I think.
Yeah. What I find interesting about scouting reports about stuff is you look back and scouts will say, oh, we're really concerned that Dwayne Wade isn't really a shooter and stuff like that. But now you look at him and you obviously go, well, who cares if he can shoot? Because he's clearly dominated and been amazing. And then like you look at guys like Dante Exum now, and the scouts are saying, oh, we're a bit concerned about his shot. But he's not the kind of player that needs to shoot to be able to dominate, I don't think.
Well, Tony Parker can't shoot either.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rajon Rondo can't.
You have to have accentuating skills that allow you to contribute. Like when I'm looking at the guys that I'm considering drafting, I look at, can this guy have an immediate impact? He doesn't have to come in and be like, boom, this guy, like, is this guy going to be able to contribute to a team immediately? Because then I know he'll get minutes, and then I can potentially get his overall up later. But if he's just like comes in, sits on the bench because he sucks, like Anthony Bennett did, like.
Yeah. Well, that was because of the Cavs, though, in a way.
No, it was because they drafted him, and then it was the Cavs. But then also, I don't think anyone understands that a 19-year-old kid does not eat healthily. Like it's not gonna happen. Like he sat there all summer eating Cheetos, and if you look at, I was on the Cavs website the other day, and like they showed Bennett from a workout. He's lost like 30 pounds. Like no, not 30, like 15, 20 pounds. Like.
Oh right, okay.
It's pretty intriguing. I might think about some things now.
Like he looks like him and the whole team, like they were swimming and shit, and like not like look at a bunch of shirtless dudes, but yeah, he looked real good, and so I think that he's gonna come in and maybe surprise some people and prove some people wrong, and make everyone look real stupid for firing Chris Grant.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I think. Yeah. Towards the end of the season, like the thing is, whenever he got given minutes, even when he was overweight or whatever you could say he was, he still produced in those minutes when he was on. If he got like a decent amount of time, he was fine.
After it was like after like the 2 or 3 month mark where he kind of like ran some of that weight off from practice and stuff, and then he really started to show a little bit of what he could do, and then I think they kind of shut him down with that like sort of fake-ish injury because they wanted to make the playoffs and they realized playing him wasn't the best way to do it.
That one double-double.
Yeah, like when they played the Magic in the Summer League, Anthony Bennett came in when the Cavs were down by like 20 in the fourth quarter, and he put up like 18 points in like 9 minutes, like turnaround Jays. Like it was sweet, and I'm like, wow, we got a really good player. And then after that, it was just all downhill.
Yeah.
So
I think towards the end of the season, it got all it looked a bit promising. Or sort of around the All-Star break, it did.
Yeah.
Got all 6s and 7s, mate.
What?
It's the best part about watching the World Cup is when they have those two British announcers and they're like, it's all 6s and 7s at the back. Oh. But anyways.
What does that even mean? I don't even know.
6s and 7s means it's crazy, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. We're not British. You should know.
Yeah, I know exactly. I was thinking if I don't know, then why?
Powers.
All right, so I have the ESPN Insider article up about the ceilings and the floors for draft prospects, and I think it's really quite interesting, like who they think the low end or the high end of each guy is. So they start off with Joel Embiid. The high end is as everyone knows is Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yep.
His low end, they're saying, is Bismack Biyombo.
No way. He's already like 10 times more skilled than Biyombo.
Yeah, I agree, but I mean, they say we'd be shocked if Embiid's production were comparable to Biyombo's, but like
Yeah.
that's where they think that is. Uh,
Uh, I'm still going to roll the dice on him when it comes to 3 and 4, and if he's not been picked there, then I'll still take him.
oh yeah, I would.
That's for sure, because like when he comes back on the court in like November, December, people are still going to be watching and still looking and waiting for him to come on the court and like with anticipation. I can't, yeah. And then if I haven't picked him, I'll just be thinking, well, shit, I really should have.
Yeah, one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't things. And
Yeah.
you're in a really advantageous position where you got 2 top 5 picks. You can take a risk with one of them. You don't
Wait,
have both of you really, but
Oh, yeah.
Jabari Parker, the high end for him is they say Glenn Robinson
No.
is actually a more apt comparison than Carmelo Anthony.
Well, he is kind of in that ilk, isn't he? The big, the bulky small forward. You know, he's not super athletic, but he's just got the scoring skills and not so much defense.
Yeah, I mean he's not like real long like Carmelo Anthony is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Their low end is Antoine Walker. The
Antoine Walker was pretty damn good for.
I'm thinking late career Walker, the guy who loved to jack 3-pointers, never defended, and just chucked it with no conscience.
Like to gamble.
That was a dark time in Celtics history. we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that Antoine Walker route.
Some of these highs and lows actually end up pretty interesting. Andrew Wiggins, high end is obviously Paul George. I think everyone can agree with that one.
Yeah.
Tremendous athleticism, similar skill sets and body types. They question intensity, consistency, and stuff
Similar
like that.
college numbers.
Yeah, and then their low end, which it's kind of scary how similar like these two players are, would be Corey Brewer.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
A terrific defender who's also an average offensive player, which is like what Brewer is.
Mm.
Full-time starter while shooting 28% from behind the arc.
Oh god. Yeah, he just rode the back of that Florida team with Al Horford in and Joakim Noah and then somehow slipped into the lottery. I think he got drafted there.
I was surprised at how old Al Horford and Joakim Noah actually are now. They're like 28, 29.
Yeah. Julius Randle, high-end Zach Randolph.
Yep.
They say that Randle's more explosive and will probably be a better defender, while Randolph is obviously more skilled and has a much better touch around the basket. Low end is a guy I've never even heard of, Marcus Fizer.
I remember Marcus Fizer.
I've heard of him, yeah.
He is drafted 4th overall in 2000 out of Iowa.
State. Yeah.
Oh god, Julius Randle is never going to be that bad.
I sure hope not.
Unless he gets struck by lightning or something.
Well, I mean, he also has a foot injury too.
Oh, okay.
That's an old foot injury from college or from high school.
Oh, wait, is that Germany or Germany? High end for Marcus Smart, Baron Davis. Big, strong, tough point guards. I'm thinking early career Baron Davis is who they're talking about, not
that one good year. That one really good year he had
for the Clippers, for Golden State.
Oh yeah, sorry, Golden State. When that dunk on Kirilenko.
Yeah.
Low end, Jarrett Jack, a big, strong guy who's a slasher that doesn't really pass, and
the guy who pays for the insider account. You the real MVP.
Yeah.
Noah Vonleh, high end. They're saying Chris Webber.
No, I don't see. I see Chris Webber more in Julius Randle. Kind of that big ass and like charge into defenses and somehow finish around the rim. He just does that all the time.
It says Noah Vonleh has shown in workouts that he can actually step out and handle the ball a lot better than you would think, given what he was asked to do at Indiana. Low end would be Horace Grant.
Well, that's not bad.
Not bad at all, I don't think. A terrific piece for a championship team that averaged 11 points, 8 rebounds for his career.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. Aaron Gordon.
Dennis Rodman.
Charles has thrown out this comparison. Sean Marion.
Yeah, except he's got more muscle on him.
Yeah. Says there's been comparison to Kawhi Leonard as well, but Marion is much more valid, at least right now. Low end is Tristan Thompson.
Yeah.
See, I had that as a low end for Julius Randle, actually, but yeah, come.
Is if Gordon doesn't improve his skill level, then Thompson is a high-playing, high-character power forward who defends and rebounds.
Yep.
Doug McDermott. This one surprised me, actually. Wally Szczerbiak.
What is a high? Wally Szczerbiak.
Says they're both tremendous shooters and questioned coming into the league due to their size and athleticism. Szczerbiak wound up averaging 14 points over a very long career. His low end is the Red Mamba, Matt Bonner. At worst case, McDermott is a specialist like Bonner who comes off the bench, buries a shot or two, and then goes back to the bench.
He's so not going to be that bad. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, but you say that now, but like it's very possible.
We're thinking about Matt Bonner as he is now, but Matt Bonner, like back in the day, he contributed. You know what I mean?
Like it's very possible these guys don't pan out.
Yeah, true. I think McDermott's got the. Well, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, you're right. He just seems more agile, more
statistically,
more explosive.
One of these top 10 guys is going to go on to be one of the greatest players ever.
Why?
Like, two of them would be good, and then the rest of them will suck.
I think it's Wiggins and Parker are going to suck. Garner scored.
Yeah, I saw that. Go.
Got it. Ayu.
And then Nick Stauskas.
Stauskas is cool.
Is a baller.
He's really nice.
I watched one of his workout videos. That dude, like, he can handle it. He's pretty creative. A lot more. Like, did you see that one play he did in college in one of the highlight videos? He was stuck in the paint, like not knowing what to do. He turned around, threw the ball off the rim, jumped up in the air, caught it, and passed it over to the corner. I thought that was super cool.
Yeah, I think when you've got a player who has that kind of presence of mind to do that, then it's a pretty special sort of decision-making skills, really, that just help in general.
Klay Thompson is their high end for him.
Someone's in here. And he's muted. I think that's Clyde.
Oh,
Clyde,
cool.
you want to unclick the mute button?
I think that Klay Thompson is a way better defender than Nick Stauskas is ever going to be.
I don't know.
Klay Thompson's also got like an inch and a half on Stauskas. A little bit longer, too.
Yeah.
I think Stauskas is more explosive.
Oh, can we go back to Doug McDermott for a second? Here, one of the things that really surprised me, I don't know if any of you guys have been to the NBA Combine website, but his athleticism wasn't as bad as everyone was thinking. Like his verticals were higher than Kyle Korver's, and Kyle Korver's a great player.
It was his measurements that put the whole combine into question, because nobody expected him to be athletic at all. But he's actually not bad.
Yeah.
What's this? Doug McDermott's got a high vertical. None of this counts. None of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Stauskas' low end is J.J. Redick, which is also a pretty good low end. Like, just a guy who can shoot and can't defend at all.
You're really killing. We need to move on from Stauskas. Okay.
Gary
Who are we
Harris.
missing? We're missing someone from the top 8.
Um,
Have we done Dante Exum?
No.
no.
We
Is
already
he-
know where he's going. He's going number 4
yeah,
to the Boston Celtics.
Oh, I did skip Dante Exum. I apologize. He was actually above Julius Randle. High end for Dante Exum. Penny Hardaway.
maybe.
Um,
Little
He's not as
Penny.
explosive though. He can't jump like him.
Little
yeah.
Penny. If he gets a little penny, I might have to take him.
Then low end would be, they're saying Avery Bradley.
No, he's never going to be that bad. I mean, not, although I do like Bradley, but
I
yeah.
like Avery Bradley. I think no one has a problem with Avery Bradley.
I
He's
don't
just
like
this
making.
ridiculously high intensity defender.
Mhm.
I don't like making these low end comparisons of like Tristan Thompson and Avery Bradley because like those guys aren't even like 25 yet. You don't even know what they are.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
I can agree with that.
But I think
Gary
um,
Harris.
the
though.
thing that oh sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. You had something to say.
Well, with Exum, I don't know. He's been trying out with what was it, Milwaukee, Philly, and now Cleveland and Orlando.
He tried out with the Lakers too,
So
didn't he?
yeah, he did, yeah. But part of me thinks like, so if the top 4 teams in the NBA pass on him now, is that a concern, or does he just want to go to the Lakers? Because if he drops out of the top 4, then it's maybe a concern. But the thing is, like, he just, the way his demeanor is, and like the Hoop Summit from, no, what was it called? Yeah, the Nike Hoop Summit from 2013. I've watched that all the way through several times now, just skipping to where Dante Exum is. I shouldn't say this. He looks like
already
Kobe.
know.
He looks like Kobe. He's just like he's got the most presence on the court of any player, more than Wiggins, more than Parker, and it's really exciting. Anyway.
Well,
Kobe from the Hornets or Kobe from the Lakers?
Yeah,
There's 2 distinct Kobes.
really. How many games did he play for the Hornets again?
He played like a season.
Oh man, that's crazy. Like before
Him and Eddie Jones.
before the Embiid injury, I noticed something happened. Was
I was gonna take Embiid. That's
on-
what I noticed.
over on Draft Express, they had Exum was going to the Magic, right?
hmm
And then for whatever reason, like for like 3 or 4 days, Marcus Smart and him flip-flopped.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking in my head, like, did Marcus Smart just destroy Exum in a workout? Like, because they bring all these
destroyed him
guys
in a game. Like that, the Draft Express posted that America versus Australia game from September last year, where Exum did well against everybody else, but when he played against Marcus Smart, he just got his ass kicked and turned it over like every time that, well, 3 times that he went up against Marcus Smart.
Well,
Yeah,
the same-
Marcus Smart's probably like
the best.
second or the third best perimeter defender in the draft,
Like,
if
I
not
don't,
the best.
I don't see why in the hell the Magic even would pick anybody other than Marcus Smart. Like, could you imagine having Embiid and Marcus Smart on the same team? Like,
How could they?
What? That's not going to happen.
not Embiid. I apologize. What the hell?
Oladipo.
Oladipo. Like,
Right.
you'd have the two the best perimeter defense right there.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Marcus Smart was
So-
defending power forwards in college.
Yeah, but the problem
Yeah,
is
he wouldn't be able
that
to do that in the NBA though. But in the combine, he benched, I think, the second highest. He benched more than like power forwards and
Mhm.
centers. It's nuts. He's so unbelievably strong, and it is tempting to take him with a 4th pick or something.
neither of those two can shoot though, Smart or Oladipo. Like they'd be
Yeah.
screwed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well,
Smart's
isn't
shooting mechanics pretty ugly.
wouldn't Oladipo be a better shooter if he wasn't being asked to play point guard though?
He'd be a better shooter if he didn't have to rely on his athleticism to get to the rim.
Yeah.
Gary Harris, they're saying Joe Dumars and Randy Foy is the low end.
Randy Foy was pretty terrible.
Yeah,
11
nasty.
points per game. I mean, other than like just you can shoot and get to the basket a little bit.
He reminds me of Eric Gordon a bit.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say.
I
Yeah.
think that Gary Harris is going to be one of the guys that sucks.
I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be like Stauskas. He's just getting too overhyped.
Yeah, I mean, Stauskas is a guy that if he goes to a team where, like, if he goes to the Lakers and he's just there by himself, he's going to get dominated. Because he's going to, like, I don't like to imagine a situation where Nick Stauskas goes to the team where he's the best player.
Oh no, it's not going to happen.
Oh,
no.
Ghana got another goal.
Did they?
Dude. Ian's behind. You can't say it right away.
Oh, I apologize.
Yeah, you just. That's all right. No, it's good. They're beating Germany.
The Germans.
Those idiots. What are they thinking?
What do you guys think of James Young?
James
he's
Young
good.
is a man.
He's going to be super reliable. Oh, here we go. Ghana's just about to score on my podcast, on my streaming. Yeah, cool. That's a good goal. James Young just seems like a really reliable shooting guard. I don't think he's going to do badly at all, but I don't think his ceiling's very high.
They have his high end as Kerry Kittles.
What?
It's 14 points per game over 7 seasons.
Kerry Kittles.
Solid yet unspectacular.
Yeah.
See, but I think James Young can be spectacular if he's on with the right shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's got his shit together.
Unsaid for everybody though.
I don't know. No,
James-
I mean I think for a guy to have like superstar potential and stuff like that, you've got to have the athleticism there to back it up. And one of the things that you do know when drafting college players is roughly at least what their athleticism is going to be like for their career. That's why Levine gets overrated so much. But James Young's athleticism is above average, but it's not great, and so his ceiling's never going to be, as good as someone like Stauskas, perhaps, because Stauskas looks like Ginobili or something when he plays.
Yeah.
Brandon Rush is is James Young's low end. I could see that. Tyler Ennis, who is a really it's like like when you throw like the various stats and stuff in there, like we all know he isn't the greatest athleticism or whatever, but their high end firm is Andre Miller, which I could see that.
Andre Miller was a baller with the Cavs.
Mm-hmm.
Way back.
Andre Miller's always been a bit underrated, hasn't he? He's good
He
player.
was really good for the Wizards in the playoffs.
Decidedly under the rim, but he's like I don't think Tyler Ennis is as big or strong as Andre Miller was.
Yeah, he's 5'11", I think, isn't he? And he's not hugely athletic either, but he's got a good head on his shoulders, and he's a floor general sort of guy. He's sort of guy.
Statistically, he compares pretty well with Chris Paul, believe it or not.
Yeah, although I think Shabazz Napier looks a lot like Chris Paul. Mm-hmm. But I think Tyler Ennis is kind of similar to B.J. Armstrong back on the 90s Bulls. He's sort of short guy, can shoot it, sort of floor general guy, doesn't mind taking a back seat.
Yeah, the big thing with Tyler Ennis that surprised me, he turns the ball over almost never.
Yeah.
Like, for as many, because college players don't get that many assists anyway, but then combine that with how low is, Dario Saric, he averaged all those assists, but he averaged, per minute basis, the same exact amount of turnovers. Which kind of, takes away, as far as I'm concerned, for every assist you have, a turnover cancels it out, for me anyway.
Yeah.
DJ Augustine is his low end, which I don't think that's a good comparison at all.
I think that's okay.
DJ Augustine's way faster than his speed is what his strength is, and I don't think that's a strength of Tyler Ennis.
Yeah, true.
I think Tyler Ennis has a really good feel for the game, just in general.
The presence.
Yeah,
Zach Levine.
yeah.
Gerald,
High end is Russell Westbrook.
Gerald Green is his high end.
Gerald Green. He's
Mm.
a small forward.
Super athletic guy who sucked for a long time and then averaged 15 points a game for Phoenix last year.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I think no matter what happens, he's going to take many years to develop because he's not strong and he doesn't like contact but he's just super quick and can jump out of the building. So
Like I find it so funny that he's like maybe the fourth best player on his own team and he's going higher than all of them.
Just because didn't
Yeah.
you like Levant, like the UCLA team this past year? It was so messed up with the coach and everything.
Yeah.
Those were Ben Holland's guys, and they brought this new coach in, and he didn't want to play any of them, which is why all their stats are weird, and which is why Kyle Anderson was running the point.
Yeah.
His low end is Wesley Johnson, which I could see that. Super athletic guy that doesn't pull it all together.
James White.
But once again, Wesley Johnson, like, we're done. That's his verdict. He's not that good. Like, I still think he can pull it together.
Isn't he like 27 though now? He might be a lot younger than I'm thinking.
Wesley Johnson was the freshman from Syracuse, right?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I got him mixed up with someone else. Okay, yeah, he plays for the Lakers.
I mean, he's 26. There's no reason why he can't come together and be like a 10-point per game role player, super athletic defender off the bench. I mean, but is he ever going to do that while he's on the Lakers? I don't doubt it. Dario Saric is either Detlef Schrempf.
Yeah, can see that. But he's kind of like Detlef Schrempf mixed with Boris Diaw mixed with playmaking, and I don't know.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of skills. He's kind of really good at lots of things.
And then Omri Caspi. This is low end.
Yeah.
They're just picking random foreign guys.
This is just going to get more and more depressing as we go down.
Oh, yeah. Rodney Hood. Trevor Ariza.
I think he's like Tayshaun, but yeah, Ariza, yeah.
It says we're talking this past 2 years, Ariza, not like his before he developed. His low end is Calvert Chaney.
No idea who that is.
Oh, I used to love Calvert Chaney. When he used to play for the Washington Bullets, when there was him, Juwan Howard, and Chris Webber, when Chris Webber first came into the league, and the Washington Bullets were like, they had Tom Gugliotta as well. It was like one of the most exciting, really exciting young team for about 5 minutes, and then they all proved to be rubbish except for Chris Webber.
Dan Gedzurich.
Yeah.
T.J. Warren, who's a guy that
Jeez.
I would consider picking if I traded back. His high end, Paul Pierce.
Oh, that's a bit much.
Wait, who is this? T.J. Warren?
Yeah, and they said
I'd go higher.
This is the high end
Warren.
because Warren hasn't proven that he can be a reliable long-range shooter. However, they both have a real gift of scoring, and neither is really a world-class athlete.
Yeah, but Paul Pierce, he'd be bloody lucky if he gets that good.
Oh, yeah. And his low end is Michael Beasley, scorer without elite athleticism that struggles both on and off the court.
He struggled. I didn't know he struggled off the court, but he did well with them.
I don't think he did. I just think that's what he said.
He had issues with his dad. He was going to come out. He was supposed to come out last year. Yeah, Miroslav Klose.
Yeah, it's always closer. Germany just subbed up on a guy called Götze.
Yeah, you don't know who he is?
Well,
you don't
Götze,
play FIFA enough.
No, well, I don't anymore. I live in the UK, but I don't watch enough football. Soccer, sorry.
No, like the video game. Götze
I know.
Amazing.
Is he? Okay.
He just did a front flip.
And he missed it.
Well, I know Closer. I didn't know Götze.
And then he broke his wrist because he landed wrong.
Yeah, Götze scored earlier. He's like a central attacking mid, kind of plays like a winger sometimes.
I
I
thought
like
the
him.
family. I thought the World Cup was a family event. Sorry. Anyway,
Adrian Payne, who's another guy that I think is sort of interesting, is Rasheed Wallace.
I think he's like current Amari Stoudemire.
I can
So
see that.
not Amari Stoudemire from back in the Phoenix Suns, but Amari Stoudemire nowadays.
It says both are angry, skilled big men who like to step out and drill shots from behind the arc.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Channing Frye is his low end, which I don't see that at all.
He's not that good a three-point shooter, I don't think.
No, and I also don't. He's got a much thicker body than Channing Frye does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got more weight on him. Yeah.
Jusuf Nurkic. This is a guy I think everybody likes.
His
Uh,
stats
Why?
are just unbelievable in wherever he plays. I can't remember.
Adriatic League.
Yeah,
I think it's the same league that Dario Saric plays in.
yeah.
Dude's huge.
He can't jump at all though, but
Yeah, but like
doesn't have to.
he's really agile.
Yeah, yeah.
Like for a guy that big, I mean, like his steal rating is just nuts. Like for a guy that you wouldn't expect to be that quick on his feet. And then could you imagine if he loses 20 pounds? That like 3-inch vertical might be like 10 inches.
3 inch. Yeah,
I can't believe that guy could jump higher than 3 inches. I apologize.
it is awful. His vert is just non-existent.
What was his vertical? Did they measure it? Didn't they
I
have the
don't know.
Adidas International thing?
I don't know. I think he decided to not do certain parts of the combine. Obviously, you don't want to show everyone you can't jump.
I was
They asked him
surprised
to
at
jump
that.
over a phone book and he chickened out.
I was surprised at that. Propingus withdrew.
Yeah, me
Oh, hang on.
too.
Hang on, yeah, he does have the he's got his no step vertical is 21 inches, which isn't. I suppose it is pretty atrocious, and the max vertical is 23 inches. I'm afraid to say, but he is 7
He gets
foot
a running
2.
start. He only gets an extra 2 inches on it.
No, they don't give you a running start. You get like 2-step, like
Yeah.
1 and 2, jump off 2 feet.
Yeah.
His high end was Nikola Pekovic, and
I
his
can see that.
low end is Aaron Gray, the 7 foot 270 pounder guy who's bounced around since 2007, who kind of sucks.
I'm kind of like interested in what's going to happen towards the end of the draft. Like the first 10 picks, like
Those
you
are
kind of
locked
know.
in whatever order you want to pick.
I think the
Yeah,
first
like-
8 picks are sorted, but
Yeah,
on that, it's a bit. It could go anywhere.
which is why like if I'm going to
Hello. And he's gone.
And yep,
who was in
What?
Clyde. Wait.
you cut out.
Oh, I didn't know I cut out. I'm sorry.
Alfred Payton has some pretty cool comparisons. Rajon Rondo,
He just looks like a really cool player. Yeah.
and his low end is Darren Collison.
That's not a bad low end, really.
No, not really. I like Darren Collison.
Can
he
you
played
guys
for
hear
Team
me?
USA. Did
Yeah,
okay.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you, Charles.
All right. Next guy. No more Alfred Payton.
TJ Hairston, John Salmons. This one may seem low, but Salmons was once a big-time perimeter shooter with size who was averaging 18.3 points per
Yeah,
game.
he was a good guy when the Sacramento Kings were no good.
Yeah, Jody Meeks is his low end. That's sad.
Personally, one guy who I've been thinking about was Kyle Anderson. I think that he reminds me a lot of Chris Douglas Roberts.
Hmm. Except he's just so slow that I don't know. It's amazing how slow he is. I don't know how he.
He's really slow.
Yeah.
But I
Although
don't know.
he moves his feet quick, but he doesn't move his arms quick. It seems, or something. It's strange.
Kyle Anderson is Hito Turkoglu.
Mhm.
His high end.
Yeah, it says Hito is a way better athlete, but their games are similar.
I think he's
Talking
going to have
like
to play small forward in the NBA, isn't he? But he's not used to it as much.
talking like Magic Higo Turkoglu when he was on steroids, or
I don't know. His low end is Luke Walton.
yeah,
Yeah,
I could see that.
yeah,
Like, I think that Luke Walton was actually one of the more unique players that
I see
that might be a really good comparison, actually.
Joel Embiid being like Bill Walton, personally. Just has like a good 6, maybe 7 years, and then just craps out with his foot, which still isn't bad, but just Bill Walton's like on the back end of the top 10 centers of all time, but yeah.
yeah.
Shabazz Napier, Chauncey Billups, and
Mhm.
Ramon Sessions.
Is
No,
it true
coming
that
up.
like like LeBron and the Heat are trying to get Napier to come to them? Because
Yeah,
if he does, then that's good. Because I mean, he'll not only develop in Miami really really quick, but he'll just be a proper solid floor general for them, and probably take the place of Mario and Norris
there was
Cole.
there was
Norris
something
Cole
like
still is just as good as Shabazz Napier is, I think.
LeBron came out and said that they wanted Napier, like that if he was drafting, he'd take Napier.
Hmm. I think he'll go higher in our draft because he's a flashy sort of player. He looks good and he's going to do pretty well. I
Yeah,
think.
if he goes to a team with a lot of national airtime, I think that helps with his rating because people get to see him more.
Yep.
Yep.
Jordan Clarkson, they're comparing him to Jeff
Is that
Teague.
is that the guy from Missouri?
I think so.
Yeah.
What
Jeff
about the
Teague.
guy from Clemson? You
Um.
know who I'm talking about, Jay? Is he on there?
KJ McDaniels.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, he'll be coming up.
We're gonna go through like all 100 prospects, or
Yeah.
No, there's only like 4 left.
Okay. Cool.
Jordan Clarkson, his low end was Jared Bayless, caught
Okay.
between positions and not really a point guard or a shooter. Mitch McGarry, high end Kenneth Fareed,
I've really not looked at him. I don't know what he's like at all.
he's terrible.
smoke
He
weed every
honestly
day.
is.
He's what?
The reason he came out was because like the NCAA for some reason has like this one weird rule where like if you test positive on a drug test, you're automatically missed the whole next season, and they tell you like we're gonna test you during this time.
Oh,
And Mitch McGarry positive for
for
it
what?
during that for marijuana use. It's
Oh,
still
that's
illegal
alright.
here in the United States,
Yeah.
and yeah, so like the one time he knew that they're gonna be tested for it, he still smoked it.
What a moron.
Exactly.
Cleanthony Early,
He's got a high upside.
Cliff Robinson.
What? I thought he was a shooting guard.
He's a small forward,
Okay.
and his low end was Al Thornton. That's pretty low. KJ McDaniels. They're saying he might be the next Andre Iguodala.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
Damari Carroll is his low end. I like Damari Carroll.
Mari
Yeah,
Carroll
he's solid. He's a good
played
player.
pretty well for the Pacers versus the Hawks at least.
Jordan Adams. High end.
He's like Dion Waiters, I think.
James Harden.
Oh, Jesus, really? Okay.
Jordan Adams. Jordan Adams, I think he's going to be terrible.
I think
Yeah,
Jordan Adams is going to be the best player ever existed.
I think he looks like Anthony Bennett in a smaller body.
Yep.
This is an extremely high-end comp, but they both use angles and have a knack for getting to the line and scoring. His low end is Wayne Ellington.
That's a pretty big disparity there.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
boomer bust.
Could be Michael Jordan, might be Yinka Dare.
Could be Michael Jordan. Could be the guy they took ahead of Michael Jordan.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, are we done with the draft prospects?
That's all the prospects.
Okay.
But I
Well,
don't
who do
think I'm changing my picks based off of any of that information.
Now, if you did, you'd be goofy.
So what do we think is going to happen in Dynasty 5 draft, though?
I posted my mock that immediately went to crap whenever what's his face withdrew, and then
Sorry. No, who withdrew?
that Chris Tapps Portinkus or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
I don't even remember where I put it. There we go. And then Joel Embiid got hurt.
Joel Embiid getting hurt killed me.
Yeah, and it killed me too.
Like, I died inside because now, like, the obvious spot that I needed on my team just not going to be there anymore.
And you had that whole rebranding thing going to start. I was really excited about that.
Yeah, I was going to change the colors back, and then he breaks his foot.
Yeah.
So it's like you might as well not even do it anymore.
I don't even know why I fired McHale. Don't even know why I fired him. Shouldn't have fired him now.
Indeed.
I think that Charlotte definitely takes either Parker or Wiggins, obviously, now.
There's still, well, I don't know. Some people are really high on Dante Exum, but
he just got Mike Conley and Eric Bledsoe on his team. He gave up a lot to get those guys.
yeah. Oh, very good point. Yeah, never mind.
Unless he's looking to move Mike Conley for like another later pick, which I don't think he'd be doing.
And you never know. He might still take Embiid. I mean, the Cavs could still take Embiid number one.
Yeah, I mean that's very true. I don't think I don't want the Cavs to get too cute like they have in previous drafts.
I think they're smarter than everyone and take like Julius. I don't know if anyone read that post. I was like, you know how you won't like rate a player because you know you're not going to get him. I think that's what happened with the Cavs. They're just not going to change their draft board, and they'll have like Julius Randle, who they would like to have gotten at 9. Oh, Julius Randle number 1. Never updated anything.
Yeah. Dan Gilbert make it so.
I think as far as Houston's picks go, that they're in more of similar to a position where they can look more to try and fill in a need as opposed to just picking best player available, because they'd end up with Victor Oladipo and Dante Exum for whatever reason. That's pretty stupid.
And Derrick Rose.
And Derrick Rose.
He's a backup point guard.
Yeah, but you got Doran Lamb. He's terrible, but still. I think that.
This is down to you, I think, Jeremiah, because
I think your team is more in a position to just draft whoever you think the best guy is.
I'm
stuck right now.
See, I think when it comes to the draft, it's a bit sort of worrying at the top because you get past the guys who are consensus at the top, and normally there's just one. There's just like Anthony Davis, or there's John Wall or something. Mm-hmm. Normally there's just one consensus number 1 guy, and he's consensus because he's clearly the best player. This year there were 3, but once you get beyond them, you get into the realm of guys that are there because they played for a good team in college, or they've been there since high school, and GMs feel like they should take them, and they just think it seems like almost a kind of peer pressure thing. Like, oh, hang on, Clyde Drexler's actually joined us.
Yeah, what's up, hey?
Hey.
I'm a bit late. I had something to do, so I had to go. What's up?
Hey, yeah, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, thanks. How's it going?
Congratulations on your...
Thank you. I'm pretty pumped.
I was really happy for you.
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna make it past Golden State, but
Dallas was the closest to beating you.
Yeah, ironically, yeah. Hey.
I believed in you. I had him on my.
Yeah, you did. Josh did, and someone else.
I think I had everything.
I
Charles
think
is cutting out again.
yeah, I had I thought I had a pretty good bracket for for our playoffs in this
Yeah,
league.
I think you and Josh like kind of had the same one.
Yeah.
You've sent Troy Bolton slipping into depression.
I know.
He's
may
just
not
not
be coming
posting. He's not. He's just gone and he's quiet and sitting in a corner.
I always thought I was gonna beat Miami, but not the Warriors.
Yeah, I kind of that was the biggest surprise for me was beating the Warriors. But your
They
team
were
had
they were so unbelievable the whole year.
Mm.
your team had such a balance on it
Mhm.
that like wherever the weakness would be for Golden State, which would be their small forward spot, like you had a really good player there.
Well, not only that, but I think I just won out by being lucky too.
Oh
Cause,
yeah, I mean
'cause beating the Warriors 4-2, I don't know. That's kind of close. I thought it was gonna be Game 7 at least.
yeah, I had them going to 7 as well.
That's what I thought when I was simming it as well.
And I never thought I'd beat Miami 4-1. That was insane.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It's like
It was like
it's
a total
nuts.
collapse.
Well, it
Well, it
emulated
happened
real
in
life
real
pretty
life.
well. Yeah.
I can't believe the parallels. It's so many.
Yeah.
It was cool.
All you need is Kawhi Leonard on your team, and then it would have been done.
I did have him at one point, but
Yeah.
I told Charles not to trade away Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah. Everyone told me not to
everyone-
trade.
Yeah. I think I told you that a few times.
I don't care.
I think
I don't like the Spurs in 3 years. Like Popovich
like your
isn't
reasoning
there.
is great about it. Yeah.
Dan Riley, I
can
think,
see
is a
that
good GM.
excuse. And then
Too many
from
times has a player crumbled upon the pressure. And I think it'll happen because I don't think he has the personality for it. He was also the worst player the first 2 games on the Spurs.
He has a very subdued personality.
He
Yeah.
has the Andrew Wiggins Canadian personality.
I think that without the coaching of Greg Popovich, he would be terrible.
I wouldn't say terrible, but
But he would be like, as opposed to MVP of the finals, he would be like, who's a guy that's like him that is on a team that didn't go to the
Well, some
finals?
teams have like really good development programs, and
Yeah. San
I think
Diego
that's one
State's
of the
really
things-
good at
well, not just I mean the NBA teams. You can tell like if a guy gets drafted, unfortunately, guys, sorry, by the Cavs, or if they get drafted by the Knicks, then you know maybe they're not going to do so well.
we don't have
But
to worry
if-
about the Knicks
yeah,
this
that's
year.
true.
But if they get drafted by the Spurs, then that's actually a reason to draft them because the whole environment for developing youth there is all set up and ready, and the whole ethos of how to play as a player is all instilled in all of them there, just from like the ownership down.
I think that this David Black guy is gonna surprise a lot of people. The guy that the Cavs hired. He
Yeah,
seems
he's
I'm
like,
going to
He's from
bench you
Europe.
all dang. Go on, what? Sorry.
sorry, I was looking at TV. I think that this new coach has like he took a team that had 30% of the salary that Real Madrid did, and then they beat them. Like that's
Is that right? I
really
don't know.
that's
Broken
really
clock
impressive.
is wrong twice a day.
Yeah, I mean, even the coach said he's like, I don't think we beat them like in a series or nothing, but I mean they did, and the final 4 of that tournament all had much higher salaried players than.
I thought he was coaching in
Copy to
Israel.
Yeah, it was international tournament.
Oh, so it was like UEFA for basketball.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it was like the European Championship or whatever.
Yeah, the Euro League.
Um,
UEFA Champions League.
for my pick, I'm kind of stuck because like I think so much of what I am able to do comes down to what happens above me. Like if I was at like 9 or 10, like there's like probably 4 or 5 guys I'd be happy getting at 9 or 10. You know what I mean? But like
Yeah, you're
here,
gonna have to wait.
I'm like, is Exum gonna fall? Is Smart gonna fall?
I don't think
Is
Exum will fall, but
but I don't know. If is Joel Embiid gonna fall? If Joel Embiid falls, then like the trade offer should start rolling in, and that's a question I'm gonna have to ask myself: is like, do I do the smart thing and just draft Joel Embiid, or do I pussy out and trade down? And like, I don't know what I would do until the situation came to that.
If you took Joel Embiid with the way your team is, and Joel Embiid did not pan out, you would be so screwed. You cannot miss this
Yeah.
pick.
You can't go into the draft with that mentality, though. You have to
to
take
be
a
willing
chance.
to
It's all
take-
about taking chances.
I mean, there's just as good a chance like I get Noah Vonleh and then he just sucks. You know what I mean? Like some guys just aren't built for the NBA, and some guys just are. And it's not always obvious. Like Marc Gasol, he was picked in the 2nd round. Like some guys are just they're gonna be good no matter what happens.
I wish that like the international players would come out and say, like Sarge would come out and say, and Nurkic, all right, I'm gonna play 1 year in Europe and then I'll come over. But they haven't done anything like that, so I'm afraid to pick them
Nurkic is coming over.
right away.
Yeah,
Sarek
Or-
said he'd
or
come
else-
over if he got drafted by Celtics or Lakers, which is pretty selfish and weird, but yeah.
Mhm.
I guess his dad doesn't want him to come over and play for like a terrible team.
He sounds like he's in a good situation anyway where he is, so he's just seeing what happens maybe.
I think that there's a chance that someone drafts Dario Saric and he just never shows up.
Like Ricky Rubio
Yeah,
doesn't come over for 3 years and then finally like he has to or he can't ever or something like that. The
yeah,
rule's really weird.
but like
How does that work? Like, if I take an international player in the first round, they don't come over. Are they on my book still? Because it's like that with the Jazz and Nogueira, but it's not like that with some other teams.
I think if that happened, we'd probably, I don't know, you'd treat it as like an injured player in a way, and you know what we're going to do for the next season, we'd just sit them out for, they'd be on your team, but they wouldn't play for you.
But
But,
like
like,
contract-wise, would they start off as their rookie deal, like how
Yeah.
they would in the NBA? Okay, because Josh's team, the Jazz, has Nogueira's contract eating up. I think.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's what would happen. The rookie contract would start
Yeah.
just like as soon as you draft him.
So then Marcus Smart is a guy there's a lot of guys I like, but it's like I just don't know which one's gonna be there.
I can tell you who's going to be there, and I've told you who's going to be there
No,
for like 2 weeks. Get
Actually,
rid
yeah,
of
you'd probably have a really good idea, Jeremiah.
get rid of the 2 point guards, get rid of the 2 small forwards, and then cross either Randall, Gordon, or Vonleh off your list, and then you have everyone else, unless Ian takes Embiid.
Well, like
There
I'm
you go.
thinking to myself that and then it also changes if you trade your pick to somebody else, what does their team needs?
If I trade number 2, I'm going to assume they're going to either take Parker or Wiggins.
Yeah, I know, but if you trade 5, that's right above me, and I know you don't need a guard, so I can expect there's going to be a guard there.
Oh, I highly doubt I'm making either of my picks, either 2 or 5.
Wow.
That's
You
crazy.
heard it here first, everyone.
I've been broadcasting that for weeks.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've got this master plan where I end up with 10 draft picks in the first round.
Oh,
And I think it's going to come to fruition. It's going to be awesome.
Lucas.
Portland has the 58th pick. Who do you think you're going to take?
I don't know, huh?
Do you think Joel Embiid will fall?
That would be insane, but
If he fell that far, do you even pick him?
I definitely would.
Sim Bueller. is a late round guy that I really like.
Oh my,
What?
not this
No.
guy again.
Just because he's a giant, a cool guy to have. Like, regardless of whether it's a second round pick, who cares? Like,
He goes 340. He's like 7'6". You should be a pro wrestler, not a professional basketball player.
Yeah.
give you a Mexican Big Show.
Off the top ropes. I like in the second round. I like Isaiah Austin out of Baylor. He reminds me a lot of Anthony Davis defensively, but he just looks so lanky. I don't know.
Like lanky to the point where like I feel like I could back him down in the post.
No, he blocked Randall like 3 or 4 times on like the same possession.
I'm not saying I'm not going to get blocked. I'm saying I can move him around.
Yeah, I mean,
5'8", 5'9".
you can move around Clint Capella, and he's going to go in the first round.
There's a
So
I
who's
mean-
after-
Jarnell Stokes is a guy that I think might rise up the draft boards on draft day in real life.
guys, this has all
um,
been about the draft. What else can we talk about? We need to.
Oh, congratulations
Executive.
to the
Sorry.
executive of the year. What does everybody think?
I've got 5 people shortlisted. What did you think of my beautiful opening speech?
I didn't read it.
Oh, what the hell? You missed a.
He's gonna be doing that where he announces it
one by one.
one by one exactly.
I was going to do number 5 today, but I didn't have time to write it up.
Well, just announce it on the podcast.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Hang on. Well, I don't know. I don't really have it all written up. No, I'm going to do it properly tomorrow.
Oh,
Sorry.
you
No
almost
excuses.
heard it here first, everyone.
Sorry.
I have to say that sources in some circles are reporting that it's going to be Charles Barkley as the winner. He's executive of the year
Okay.
It's always sources.
because he tore his
Did
team
your mom
apart.
say that?
Made it so much worse.
Yeah, but your team was sucking for whatever reason. You
No,
had like
that
a
was-
good team that was really underperforming.
One thing that, yeah, that's true, yeah. But one thing that's worth discussing is, do we, for Executive of the Year, the criteria I've done is, it's based on the previous season that's just happened. But why, it could easily just be based on a kind of legacy thing. Because if that was the case, then Clyde, you'd be in the running, because
Hey,
you've got your team and you've won a championship. And you've changed your team as well a lot.
yeah,
I mean, when I won the championship in the first season, I
it was like the same team as
it was the
previously.
same team. Yeah, I'd improved it a bit with
Well,
Enos
yeah,
Cantor,
you had Cantor, but
but that's not going to get me the award. And then when Miami won last year, fair enough. But the core of the players that are still there has nothing to do with Troy Bolton.
Yeah.
But should the Executive of the Year award be something that happens, that's awarded, it accrues over the years, so we can see that Clyde's put together a championship-winning team, and it's mostly his doing.
I think that you look at only the previous season. Like this year, was it Masai Ujiri or whatever that guy's name is from Toronto, making bold moves that turn out really, really well for your team.
Yeah.
I don't think winning a championship should necessarily be the thing that decides that. Otherwise, it'd just be
No.
whoever wins the championship gets it. And I think it should be more based off of regular season than playoffs, I guess. But like only for stuff that, like for me, I think that one of the hardest, the most important skills to have in this particular league, especially and in real life, is patience. And
Yeah.
sitting there and not doing anything isn't really going to win you the award either. So, like, I think that, like, for example, somebody like Jay-Z for the Hawks, he didn't do anything all year. I'm pretty sure that might be the same
well,
team.
he traded Horford, but
Yeah, he traded away his best players for sort of youth and stuff, and he's got a good plan. And he's in fact, whilst I was looking through Executive of the Year, sort of summing it up and stuff, there are GMs that fall into 4 sort of brackets, and the first one is teams that are teed up and they're kind of ready to succeed and they're gonna succeed, but they've not got there yet.
Mhm.
And Atlanta's one of them. And the other 3 was you have the teams that are doing well, and their GMs have just kind of tried to build on what's already there and just try and shore it up to try and push for a championship, but they haven't quite got there. Although actually Portland was one of them, so yeah, he has. Then the third one was teams that looked awful, but have kind of the ship has been righted, and they've been put back on the right track, or at least they've been put on some kind of track. And Jeremiah, I'd have you in that bracket, because Memphis was just a bit of a mess before you got there. And then
Is,
the last one is
the Wizards on there too then, or?
well, the last group is teams that have completely traded all of their future prospects for the present. That's
Okay.
Cleveland and Washington.
Yeah,
And then there's the 5th category called the Charles Barkley zone, where you constantly have no idea what the guy is doing.
I think
But
that
at the end of the day, it just might turn out to be all right.
I think that the Wizards over tinkered.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they had a really solid team that was set to
And then he kept on trading.
improve, and then like he kind of started getting diminishing returns as he started moving guys. Like he had and he's
Seen it happen before, actually. You get a new GM who comes in, and I think Kevin Ware was the name of the previous GM. He had set it up so that Washington was ready to rebuild, and they were going to suck this year, and they got a good draft pick. And fair enough, Tracy McGrady came into Washington, and he wanted to change and wanted to put his own mark on the team and stuff. So he changed it up, traded all of that youth away, all of the draft picks, so that he can perhaps do well now. But it was never going to be enough assets to make the team to do well in the playoffs. It was never going to be that enough.
His rebuilding war chest was not large enough.
Yes.
and he had all his draft picks too, like that kind of
Yeah.
he. And then when he got guys that he realized weren't helping his team, he kind of was like, oh crap, now I don't have any cap space for next year. And then he had to like send more assets away to get rid of some of those contracts.
But he hit the point where he came in, he put his stamp of authority on his team, and he made it his own. But then after he had traded his last valuable asset, I can't remember what it was, but I remember saying, I can't remember where I posted it, but he'd finished doing what he was doing, and he had no more assets, youth or draft picks to trade away. And I remember thinking, he's just going to get bored now, and now his team's just going to decline. And I think that's what started to happen. But we'll see. He might be able to do something with it.
You never know.
And it's, as Jeremiah said, it's going to have to take patience.
Well, what really screwed up the Wizards was that first draft when it had to get auto-picked, and they got Myers Leonard.
Oh, yeah.
That fucked them over.
Myers Leonard's solid. Don't you dare speak about it that way.
Well,
I wouldn't have to put all my faith in Myers Leonard if Joel Embiid could get it together.
oh god, yeah, that was cruel, wasn't it? I think 5 picks down when you're picking at 6 is too harsh, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, I mean, we didn't know that Myers Leonard was going to be so shit when he got drafted.
But still.
The problem with Myers Leonard is that he's behind, I don't know, was it Robin Lopez? He's behind Robin Lopez, and he's not going to see any light of the day.
I think he's a third center on Portland.
Yeah, but he's like the third center project to become the 2, and then possibly the 1 if things happen.
Yeah.
Well, he came out of school early, if I remember right, because his family was having financial problems, and he kind of lucked out that it was a terrible draft, and he was able to go in the lottery.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, like that kind of helped him
Yeah, that
out.
sounds about right.
It's okay, though, because I have Alex Len as well, and I mean...
One of the 2 big white guys will have to work out for you.
They're going to be formidable. A formidable domination.
What were
The
they
Twin
called?
Towers.
The Brothers? The something Brothers band or something?
Spencer Davis Group.
Oh,
That's
that's
what I'm
it.
starting now. I can't believe no one's ever heard of the Spencer Davis Group.
No.
They're pretty popular.
Yeah. When I was looking at executive of the year, here's one team you can cross off your list of potentials. When I was looking, and I got to the Cavs, and I was like, "Whoa! Look at the team they had last year, and look at the team they got now. It's amazing." And then I realized they have no cap space, or they have a little bit, but it's not going to. And all the players they've got, they're going to lose.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
like Ibaka's gone for sure.
I was surprised he didn't do more to try and keep what he had. Then again, I don't know if he tried.
Who's
Well,
that?
actually, no. I guess Ibaka could still stay, but
Gilbert.
Oh. Cleveland is
Yeah.
kind of in a really weird. Do they have bird rights on any of those guys?
I
Let me
don't
have a
think
look.
so. But
No, they don't.
But
I have
even
a question.
and then even if they did, like you sign those guys, and then you have Kevin Garnett and Darren Williams, and then those guys, and then like no one else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have like four okay players.
I have a bit of a question. Say I traded for like Danilo Gallinari, who's got 3 years remaining at 10.5 million. Do I get his bird rights, even though he hasn't played a game
No.
for me? So I wouldn't get his bird rights.
Well, hang on. If you traded for him now and there's 3 seasons left, then yes, you do get his bird rights when his contract expires.
He's talking about draft night, basically.
Yeah. If you traded for him on draft night, then you would not get his bird rights because we change over salaries to next year the day before draft night.
Oh, damn it.
It's just how the schedule's panned out this year.
That's going to suck for me.
That trade's not happening now.
Oh, I think it could still happen. I think it.
I'm surprised Brooklyn are thinking of trading away Gallinari because they're pretty high on him.
Oh, they're not trading away Gallinari. I just used him as an example.
Oh, okay.
no.
I could move
Looks
up
great.
in the draft. I can move back in the draft. I could trade all my picks away for a player. I could do so many things. You guys don't even know.
You're a loose cannon, Charles. You're all over the place.
Have you seen
1 minute he's tanking, the next minute he's
do you,
going for the championship.
do you guys get Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
I've heard of it. I haven't watched it.
Oh well, there's this part in there where like they do something stupid, and earlier in the episode they told Charlie that he was like the wild card of the group. Anyways, they're making their getaway in this van, and they're like, I can't slow down, I can't slow down. And Charlie's like, that's because I cut the brakes. Wild card, bitches. And he just jumps out the back. That's the wild card.
And that's you.
I hate Brian Windhorst's fat face.
I don't know who
That guy he's an ESPN reporter who's always talking about like
That's
he al- every time a team has a player that like is
He is
about to be a
fat-faced.
free agent, all he does is talk about how they want to go to Miami because
Mm.
Brian Windhorst like follows the coattails of LeBron James and he likes living in Miami.
No, you know what? every journalist in the NBA to rise up the ranks has started in Cleveland following LeBron, and like Windhorst and
What's that guy's name?
Stephen A. started in Philadelphia following Allen Iverson. Like that's how you get to power in the journal.
You keep cutting out.
I don't know why I keep cutting out. This is like a $120 microphone. Jeez.
But that it's like it really frustrates me because like he, every single time he's just posting like articles up on that's just like like LeBron James picks his nose and just reminds everybody he doesn't want to go back to Cleveland. Like it's so stupid.
Everything's about LeBron. Everything.
Even like as they were announcing the trophy for the Spurs, they were like, and thank you for LeBron for playing, more or less. It's ridiculous.
It's like it's not the Spurs have won the championships. It's the Heat have lost this finals. You know, the
Yeah.
finals.
Huh.
We're still not sure exactly who won, but the Heat lost. Just so everyone knows, LeBron didn't win. We weren't really even watching the other team.
I really can't see LeBron going anywhere else.
I can't.
Surely
I've known
Dan
the guy
Gilbert
since he was
burned
in
the
high
bridge.
school. He's a douche.
Surely Dan Gilbert burned the bridge between LeBron and him. Like, he's not going back to Cleveland.
Not really. Do you know everything that like Dan Gilbert did for him in Cleveland? Like he gave he's got his crew or his posse he's been friends with since high school. They all had like private
Jobs and
parking.
stuff.
They all had jobs within the organization and everything.
Really?
Like he had free reign. Yeah.
Wow.
Free reign of the organization, gave his friends jobs, all this stuff. And then he's just like, "No, I'm going to go to Miami." Dan Gilbert had every right to be pissed off. I
Yeah,
think.
I don't necessarily like. I'm not getting my hopes up, but like from what I understand, he just registered his kids to go to school in Akron.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So I mean,
Maybe
I mean-
he plans to retire there or something.
he's gonna go back to Akron when he's done. I don't think he's. He wants his kids to go to high school there because that's where he went.
It'd be more believable if the Cavs trade their pick for Kevin Love. And then
But I don't think they have the
Yeah.
cap space if they did that though.
what? They
To
get the
sign-
bird rights.
No, the
For LeBron?
to get LeBron and him on the team. I don't know if the salaries work like that.
It would work. Kyrie's not making that much money right now.
No. I hate these stupid questions they ask me when the survey questions on Hoops Hype. All right. Let me see. So max contract's $20 million, right? More
Yeah.
or less. What is Kevin Love making right now? Does anybody know offhand?
In our league, 15 million.
In real life, it's probably 15 million.
Let me check. No, because in our league he doesn't have an option. Kevin Love is making 14.683 million right now.
Plus 20.
Unless he goes to the Celtics, I don't really care.
Are you a Celtics fan?
Huh?
Are you a Celtics fan?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
It's your adopted team.
Yeah. Them, but also when I was growing up, when I was a kid in the 90s, I liked the Charlotte Hornets. So now they're coming back, I feel torn.
Everybody liked Charlotte in the 90s because he had sweet jersey colors.
And they had LJ, Zoe, and Muggsy.
Eddie Jones, baby. Eddie Jones.
Jamal Mashburn and Glenn Rice.
Jamal Mashburn would make the all-time
David
all-time
Wesley.
team.
Actually, with the way the cap is, they could get both Kevin Love and LeBron James, and only have to cut Alonzo G and Scotty Hobson.
Yeah.
You're talking about Minnesota?
No,
No, sorry,
I'm talking about
Cleveland,
Yeah, I mean, salary cap wise, it would work. I mean, either way, if Minnesota decides to trade Kevin Love, he has to go wherever they send him to. That's why I don't understand why they're like, oh, Kevin Love wants to be traded to the Warriors. Screw that. I'd trade him to the freaking Knicks. Just like deal with that, you douchebag. Trade him for
Trade with the Jazz.
yeah. Trade him somewhere that's like so like trade him to Milwaukee. Just like, here you go.
Yeah.
They do that in baseball. That's what's funny. That's why there's a trade clause in baseball they'll put in their contract. Like in baseball, if you don't have a no trade clause, then kind of screwed.
Like they can.
Was
Like, you
joined
want to sit here and like badmouth our team and our city, then like screw you. You're going to freaking, I don't know, what's a terrible place to live. We're sending you to a team in Europe.
London.
Cleveland.
You sound like you're from London.
There's
Akron.
something in my leg.
Please get out from me. Yeah, very funny.
No, how about one of these ones? We'll send you to Atlanta, a terrible place.
Atlanta's not a bad place though. It's a big market.
Yeah, but they're. Yeah, you ever watched a game there? Like that was on TV. They had the open seats in the playoffs.
There were open seats in the World Cup stadium today when they panned out for Argentina-Iran.
That's pretty weird.
Nobody wanted to get blown up.
I also liked how when they panned out from the World Cup stadium, they stopped the pan out before it got to the parking lot, but they kind of went too far, and you could see that the parking lot was just kind of all sand.
What?
Yeah.
And poor
Yeah.
people.
Like, when Brazil got the World Cup rights, and they got all this money, they raised the tax dollars, and instead of building like public transportation to get from like stadium to stadium and paving streets, they just built these like 9 giant stadiums, and that's why like Pele was like so pissed off about it.
Oh,
It was supposed to be something to improve the country, and it didn't.
they
Yeah.
cut loads of money from health and education just to pay for it, and then it's so
Yeah.
stupid.
That's pretty corrupt. The guy for Egypt is supposed to get it. Egypt's supposed to get it next, and they got suspended or fired, something like that. I don't know. All right, but Josh is in here, so Josh, who are you going to take at number 8?
Thinking about taking Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah.
Maybe Jabari Parker.
He
Haven't
could
decided
fall.
yet.
What if it comes out tomorrow that Andrew Wiggins and Jabari Parker both broke their feet and their back?
Landmine accident.
Standard
No.
landmine protocol.
No
What if-
leg.
Fly into the air 200 feet and spread yourself across the area.
Yeah.
What if they both decide to be like Len Bias, but they have the pre-draft party in the green room?
They all
You know?
die. They all take the same.
They all take the same line of coke, and they all have heart attacks and die before they can get their jerseys. If I see that on TV, I'm pretty sure I would take Dario Saric number 2, just so I know he's not in the green room snorting that coke.
I think Joel Embiid is going to spike it, and then he'll finally get drafted number 1.
If you guys don't get one, JoJo gets one.
You guys see the Cavs are they're trying to trade down to 3 now to get Embiid at number 3. Just
Yeah,
trying to pick up some assets from Philly.
We were talking about that. We weren't
Yeah.
sure.
It seems like a smokescreen to me.
I don't know. I think they want Embiid. Like,
Yeah, but they set off all this propaganda about his foot, and now they're still trying to draft him. It's maybe like they know something that other teams don't know, or something like that.
it's like Ian said. Jordan had the same surgery. You know, it's not.
Jordan wasn't 7 feet tall.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not a huge deal.
Yao Ming had that injury.
Yao Ming was 7'6", and he was not fundamentally.
Bill Walton
Good.
had the same injury.
I think it's different for those guys, though. Maybe not Yao Ming, but Embiid only started playing basketball when he was 16, whereas Jordan, has gone through like high school basketball, AAU, and you do conditioning and all those things. So I think someone who just started playing basketball like 3 or 4 years ago and is already this fragile is just a ton of red flags.
I think that's kind of a farce because like it wasn't like he was not. The reason he can run the way he can is because he played like soccer and stuff and played volleyball. Like he's really, really athletic. It's not that he never played any sport. He just showed up going, "Hey guys, I'm tall."
I think that he's getting these injuries because he hasn't played basketball long enough. Like his body just hasn't hasn't
Yeah, I think that's what
became accustomed to
Josh
the
is
repetitive
saying.
running. I don't
I think he's not so heavy on his feet, so he's, he's not enormous like Yao Ming. He's not that heavy and stuff. So
Yeah.
maybe it won't be so bad.
I'm not taking him
This is just
anymore.
me hoping now.
I think he's still
No.
good enough to gamble on.
Yeah.
I could gamble on him. I mean, it really wouldn't kill me. I'm just not going to do it anymore, and it really bothers me now.
Not even if I give you Anthony Bennett.
What? I think I've already sent. No, which reminds me, I do have to send that PM to you.
So, Josh, congratulations on losing your coin flip for the 7 pick.
Yeah, that was fun.
Wait, what happened?
Do you care if I mention some of our trade discussions, Josh?
What have our trade discussions been?
About Dion?
No, I don't care. You can mention whatever you want.
All right, so
Hold on. I'll mention this to Josh before you guys get into yours. If you want that pick that you were asking about, you're gonna have to increase your offer because shit just got really real.
I think you should take. If you have an offer better than that, you have to take it. I don't know why you don't want Jabari Parker, but you've gotta max that out if you don't want it, because that pick's value is at an all-time high right now, and it's only gonna go down.
Don't tell him these things, Josh.
I don't think it's gonna go down. I think it's gonna stay where it's at.
I think it could go down as people with lower picks end up talking themselves into the guys that they're ready to pick. Like someone, there's like one person is probably like pick like 15 or something. They're just like, dude, no one even sees what I see in Adrian Payne. Like,
yeah,
that's my
yeah. I also think
problem
once people draft players, the value also goes down. Like
Well,
if you think
yeah.
about it, like people want the 8th pick, but then if you're like, oh, I have like Aaron Gordon, like no one wants Aaron Gordon, but they want the pick. That's who it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I'm not like. I mean, it's number 2 is basically Wiggins or Parker, and I'm in discussions with like 12 teams about who's gonna get the pick. So I mean,
It's a lot of teams.
it is, which it's basically every team in the lottery of who's gonna get the 2nd pick because it's not gonna be me. And I'll be damned if I'm gonna give Denver it. So
This kind of reminds me. This reminds me of the Kawhi Leonard situation.
what?
Yeah.
I think you should just
What
rethink this. I don't know why you don't like Jabari Parker so much.
Who says I don't like Jabari Parker so much?
You do.
You did.
Like all the time.
Yeah,
You
But I mean-
do all the time.
it could be a smokescreen. It could not be. Like I
It's
said,
a really
the wild
convincing smokescreen.
The wild card.
Charles's decision is gonna come down to what type of dump he had that morning. Like,
Basically.
Wait, so you also have pick 5, right?
Yeah.
So who are you thinking about taking there?
No one, because I'm definitely trading that shit.
So you're going to trade both your picks.
Yeah. Like, I have this grand vision where I end up with 10 first-round draft picks.
Till you have the final solution.
Yeah. The final solution.
did Germany win? Is that why you said that?
No.
No, they drew, but I said it because he says he's got a grand plan, a grand scheme.
It is. But, I mean, I'm not talking about killing off all the Jews, so
he's talking,
I
he's
think
talking
my
about
grand
starting
scheme's
a
a little
cult.
bit better.
Charles, I'm renaming you Charles Wildcard Barkley on the forum.
Go ahead.
I think that
You don't even know. I could totally rebrand the Rockets, have my color scheme be like yellow and green. I'm coloring my logo right now. I've literally been coloring this Houston Rockets logo in paint for like a week and a half because I can't get the lines to go right.
I think
That's going to
that,
be real attractive for free agents.
like here's one of the trade offers
It's
that
Saturday,
that Josh had for me was Dion Waiters for pick 6.
Okay.
I don't think that's enough.
Uh-oh.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I like Dion Waiters. I really like him a lot. but there's like chances, like rumors that he's going to get traded. He'll probably go to a terrible team that like probably has an even worse coach than even Mike Brown or Byron Scott could be. And then like I like Dion Waiters, but like I don't know if my pick's worth Dion Waiters and the 8th pick, but I know it's definitely worth more than just Dion Waiters.
You have pick 6, and I have pick 8. So
Yeah,
definitely.
A lot can happen.
I don't know. I don't think the quality of player decreases that much between 6 and 8.
No, but I do know that you need a point guard, and when you get a point guard, you really have no need for Dion Waiters anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I already have Avery Bradley too.
Yeah, I mean, like, so it's like,
And I have
Dad
Catherine.
Young playing the 5.
Yeah,
The bad boys, Josh. If Dion Waiters goes.
yeah, I know. It's gonna need another rebranding.
yeah, but then you can just take Marcus Smart, and then it's set it right back up again.
You got to go with P.J. Hairston, man. Kicked out of North Carolina for speeding.
Just draft solely on their bad boy potential.
Like, isn't that like so, isn't PJ Harrison's situation weird though? Like, usually it's like they smoked weed or like they have like drug dealer friends. Like PJ Harrison was like he just drives real fast.
He didn't go. It was like he didn't go to class and he got caught speeding doing like 100. It was like it wasn't your normal speeding ticket,
Yeah,
man.
that's just reckless.
Guys, this is the longest podcast ever. I'm going to head off now, though. I'm getting
I
late.
Doing it though.
I agree.
But keep going. I'm going to listen to the rest tomorrow.
How
Oh,
long has
well,
it
you
been
do what you
so far?
want, but
This is like over 2 hours, right?
Ian's off to the pub to grab
there.
himself a little point.
the clock goes bing bong from
oh
London.
my god.
Larry
terrible.
fucking Bird is the
It's a-
greatest Celtic alive, and don't you dare say a word about Rajon Rondo. I'm gonna come through this computer internet and kill you.
hey, man, let me tell you something about New York, man. The Knicks. Carmelo Anthony. Oh, what? Me and Jay-Z are gonna come kill you.
I'm going to go pop down the pub, lads. See you later.
See you, Ian.
Cheerio.
See you, man.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Now that he's gone, we can really talk some crap.
Yeah, Deepak sucks.
Now that he's
It's all
gone,
about NBA bigs, man.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I like how JR had like one duty in that league, and it was to make sure the 9th round got done.
It's
Did
still
not
having-
get done in one day.
I like how the commissioner just stopped talking to people. He was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna restart the draft." Like 2 days later, "Oh yeah, we'll restart it." 2 days later, "We'll restart it," and now he's gone. I had such a good team too.
I was specifically
hated my
drafting
team.
on. I was drafting on only bad boy potential, and then you picked Andre Kirilenko for me. I don't know if was that you that did that.
Clyde?
No, I didn't do that.
Okay,
I think it was Toronto. I think it was Colangelo.
oh, okay.
So
Like-
let's take a look.
I'm not even logging back into that. I probably like the guy would like message you like the same stuff he was
Like 9
posting
times.
on the same stuff on that he was posting on the forums. Like, I'm here. I'm trying to read like this stuff. You could get more done if you didn't spend time private messaging literally everybody something to just post an announcement about.
All right.
He was just demanding people to show up to the draft, but then no one ever started the draft.
Mhm.
But then he didn't even show up.
He started the
Yeah.
he started draft like he started the whole draft way too soon. Okay, we got 30.
Yeah.
Let's go. Hey guys, the Rockets haven't logged on in a month. Well, shit. Like that was it. The demise of the league.
Yeah, I think the fantasy draft idea was fun, but it was in effect really, really, really flawed and terrible.
If they had just organized it a little bit, it would have been really good.
If they all weren't from the Philippines, it would have worked fine.
This guy didn't even know what sim engine he was using.
We're gonna use 2K ratings, NBA Live Sim Engine, It's all gonna work out.
I
Don't
was
worry.
drafting solely on ratings, and I asked him, "Are these the right ratings?" He was like, "Yeah." And then it turns out he had no idea where the ratings even came from. He was like, "Yeah, I don't even have a game yet, so who knows?"
You
Ryan
didn't even have a
Anderson.
game.
I'm like, "Bro, I just drafted Amari Stoudemire in the 4th round."
Because he was an 80 or something.
Yeah.
Ryan Anderson was a 66 in that. I was like, how? Like, he's a 66 there, and he's an 83 here. I mean, he gets 20 and 10 a game, and he's a 66. I just didn't understand it.
It's too white.
It must be.
Who's that?
Ryan Anderson,
Oh yeah.
who's also on the trade block in our league. But I'm afraid of the Peyton Manning neck issue. So I only offered an expiring contract.
What was that?
What? It's probably my TV.
I just got the same commercial come up over here too.
Yeah.
They have to use a computer generated Brazil because the rest of the real one's too broken down and decrepit. The one stadium they built, like, it looks exactly like the one stadium in China that they built for the Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you couldn't, like, did they hire the same guy? The guy's just like, screw it, I'm doing the same thing.
All right, Josh. So what's your big board? What's the Barber big board top 10 look like? You can smoke screen this, or you can be honest. We're not gonna know.
Board.
Yeah, the Barber big board.
I don't really have a board. I'm just gonna kind of wing it when it's my pick.
Yeah, I highly doubt that.
That's the
Calculated man.
that's the Cavaliers strategy. Good job.
Just wing it.
The Cavs, they don't change their ratings. Like, oh, we got the 1 pick. Well, we were supposed to get 9. We only scouted that guy. I guess we'll have to take him.
We'll just take that same guy.
I have a pretty interesting top 10 for myself.
I
I
have a top 58.
Top 58.
I got a top 80 really, but
I have a top 100.
Joel Embiid, Exum, Smart, Parker,
Wait,
Nurkic
Embiid with or without the injuries?
without the injuries. Parker is 4th. Jusuf Nurkic is 5. Wiggins is 6.
Wow.
Aaron Gordon's 7. Noah Vonleh is 8. Tyler Ennis is 9. And KJ McDaniels. No, that's the wrong guy. TJ Warren is number 10. But that
I
was
have
more of a
a-
list of just guys that I liked more than it was. Like, it's changed since then, but that's what it was.
Before the Embiid. Go ahead, Barber.
I was just gonna say I've got to see the real draft before I decide who I'm gonna take.
Yeah.
But the 76ers have like the 11th pick or something, right?
Yeah, I think that they're 3 and 11, and the Magic are like 5 and maybe 14.
Yeah, I'll probably just take whoever the Sixers take at 11.
I think my top 5 was Embiid, Parker, Wiggins, Saric, Randall, and then all the injury news came out, and Saric said he wasn't going to come over right away, so it all changed. But I really like Saric because he filled a big need for me. So I'm kind of going more off of like need. Like I've got tiers, so I'll take look at the tier and I'll go, all right, does it fill a need? Yep, and then I'll move on.
Yeah, I usually just draft on potential. My team is like 6 combo guards right now, but if another one falls to me, I'll probably just take another one.
Dante Exum falling to
I'll play Dante Exum at power forward.
he's 6'7". Get the power forward spot. I was playing Oladipo at the 3 for half the season, and it kept bugging out because what would happen is the game was like Oladipo's not a 3, so he'd be subbed out, and then they would take out like Bledsoe or Rose and put Oladipo in at the 2. And that's how I was losing some games when I had Bledsoe, Rose, and Oladipo. I should have never traded Bledsoe because, well, never mind. It got me the 2 picks, so I'm okay with it. I feel bad for James because I kind of kept bugging him and bugging him and bugging him for him to trade me my pick back in the beginning of the year. And it turns out that it's number 2.
Oh, did he? I didn't realize he had that pick.
Oh wow, yeah.
I got it
He
for
could have
Henson
one
and Knight.
too.
Yep.
He can't complain too much though with the number 1 pick.
Nah.
And he still has that 14 pick too, which would have been what your pick would have been anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel bad for Orlando, man. His team sucks, and like he had not like no insult to him. Like his team's bad. Like he's got prospect. Like Jonas Valanciunas should be a.
He could have had Paul George right now, but
Yeah, something about how he traded the pick. Or
he
he traded
traded
it for
Paul
a pick.
George for the pick and then drafted MKG.
Ouch. See, that's my biggest fear of this rebuild is that my team comes out looking like that,
You already have Derrick Rose. You're already a step ahead. Don't worry.
Yeah.
which is why I felt like I had to get Rose in the back of my mind. Was like I can't be looking like that.
Well,
Like-
Orlando has Valanciunas.
Yeah, but like that's
Decent prospect.
That's like his
Pray
only
for
player.
Valanciunas.
Shabazz Muhammad.
But look at him though. Shabazz Muhammad sucks. Like everyone
Yeah.
thought he was like coming out, he was gonna be great, and then he fell on like
Mhm.
way further than where he was mid-year rankings. That Lucas Nogueira guy probably
I
never
traded
met.
him Nogueira and Schroeder recently. I still think both of them have potential to be really good. Because Nogueira is still playing in Spain or Brazil or something.
Schroeder. I like Schroeder, but
Didn't-
like
Doesn't Tony Parker own the team Nogueira plays for?
I have no idea. I hadn't heard
No,
that.
never mind. I was thinking Denver picked like this French guy, and he was supposed to come over, but he tore his ACL. And Parker owns the team, and Parker came out and said that he won't be coming over next year. So I was trying to trade for him. He hasn't signed him yet, though. Alex hasn't in here.
I'm just sitting here trying to figure out how Orlando's team has a $70 million payroll.
Do they really?
Yeah,
Holy shit.
that's what I mean.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like
There's no good players, no
Is
draft
that
pick,
wrong?
over the cap.
Gooden, Barbosa. He's the young Spurs.
or the
Yeah,
Hawks.
I'd rather have Orlando than the Spurs, though.
Like the Hawks have like this a bunch of guys too, but their payroll is only 38 million. Like
Yeah, and he has some picks too, I think. So
there's another guy that has like a trash team that but like way more payroll. I don't think we'll mention it.
So who
What
you
is-
got
what
going
is-
after
what is
in,
it-
free
What is
agency?
Indiana doing?
Indiana is just hoarding high contract players.
He was trying to make a run, and now he's trying to unload the assets. Just what I gathered.
I don't know if he's trying to unload because I sent him offers and he always says my offers aren't good enough. And I think they're pretty good offers.
He tried
Well-
to get me to take on Andrea Bargnani for like my draft pick or something earlier. So,
I got a pretty bad offer for my number 2 pick. I'm not gonna mention it.
y-
Like it was god awful.
Charles got Gerald Wallace over to Indiana somehow. Well, I bet he's hoping he
Yeah,
retires.
how's that work out? What?
I got traded Gerald Wallace and Eric Bledsoe for Hashim Thabit and Giannis.
But how did you get him to take that contract?
I don't know.
He wanted
Oh.
Bledsoe. He wanted
Oh, I
Bledsoe.
know how. I said I have like 8 deals for Bledsoe. This is the best one. I said no. I said I have like 8 things for Bledsoe. The only way that your deal is gonna be like the best is if you
Oh, take him.
take Wallace.
Is this kind of the same way that you have 8 deals for your number 2 pick?
No, I really have 8 deals for number 2 pick. I had no deals for Bledsoe.
So what's D5 Kobe gonna do? He has to demand the $30 million contract that he demanded in real life. I think.
Does he?
Who's
I
the
think-
shooting guard agent?
I'm the shooting guard agent.
All
Like,
right, let's hear
It's
it.
supposed to sort of go off of like real life, isn't it? I mean, like he wanted a max contract again. Kobe Bryant does not give discounts, especially to his real team.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. The thing is, Magic is not even here. He's like on vacation or something.
Yeah, I think
So he sent in a bunch of offers beforehand.
Okay. Well, you don't have to talk
30,
about that.
$35 million offers.
I don't know.
How are we gonna do with the bird rights? Are they gonna stay on the books, like how we had described? Like they stay on the books until you either re-sign them or relinquish their rights?
Not this off season. This year, you can just go crazy at least.
Yeah, but it doesn't
Yeah,
bode well for my
because
future.
a lot of people didn't anticipate that because it is sort of a problem. But I mean, throwing that rule in there a month before free agency isn't exactly fair either.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, neither is. It's not fair to do the IR thing after someone goes and gets Derrick Rose. But hey,
I told you that was a bad idea.
what
I'm
getting
not.
D Rose?
I'm not a D Rose lover like a lot of people are.
Oh, I love D-Rose.
I'll give you
Okay.
waiters for Rose, straight up.
Yeah, it might be the smart thing to do, but nah. I don't know. I wonder how Waiters and Kyrie are gonna do in this new Princeton offense.
Well, the interesting thing about that is that the past two coaches have been running a Princeton offense. The problem is that Mike Brown's Princeton offense is just, hey Kyrie, go shoot the ball 100 times, and then Byron Scott had just an awful team, and I don't think that this guy actually runs like a real Princeton.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
So loud on the TV there.
What?
Like the longer you're completely silent, your microphone starts.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I guess I
Um,
should just start talking endlessly.
Yeah, that's what I plan to do. That's the great thing about a podcast. You get to talk and then listen to yourself talk later. I think Oklahoma City is going to have a really interesting offseason. Jeff
Yeah,
Teague.
they have Jeff Teague, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
His team is just a wreck.
Yeah, I mean, he has Cousins and Durant, but after that, he just has like weird contracts and everyone expires.
Such a
He needs to make a big move. He needs to like go for someone big, like
He has the cap room, so.
yes. He needs to go for Kyle Lowry.
Wait a minute. What
DeMar
happened?
DeRozan.
What happened to Tristan Thompson on your thing? Did he decline his option?
Yeah, he
Did,
opted
yeah.
out.
I have a question. How the hell did he get that contract?
J.R. Wiles offered it to him,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I wasn't his agent, but
The usual suspects.
I'm guessing it went something like the agent was like, "This contract isn't good enough. You need to make it better." So he just made everything a player option.
That sucks. I mean, I guess you don't have to pay him now, which is kind of convenient.
Yeah, I can try to re-sign him if I want.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna get any more than the $6 million he was gonna make, but okay.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was thinking. I wasn't involved in his opt-out decision since he was my
Yeah,
player, but
There's a lot
I
of
don't know who's gonna pay him.
there's a lot of cap space for a lot of really good teams.
Yeah,
A lot of people are gonna have like that experience you get when you're drinking at the bar at night and you're not gonna go home with anyone, so you just start picking out ugly girls. Some of these ugly players in here are gonna get some big contracts.
the fat girl syndrome.
Yeah,
Is Tristan Thompson a fat girl?
I think Tristan Thompson's gonna be a fat girl. Get some like $12 million contract, and then I've got a bunch of expiring contracts that I could try and alleviate their pain.
Yeah, I was trying to get Jeremy Lin to opt out too, but I was overruled by the rest of the committee because he's only making 7.5. I thought he'd get a lot more than that.
Oh yeah. a player under the age of 30 in this game, man, max contract automatically. I like it just so. My whole team is the island of misfit toys.
Your teams, I don't know why you picked them. I still don't get that.
Cause
They're
it,
the only ones available, I'm pretty sure.
It
no,
was Memphis, Houston, Phoenix.
and Chicago.
Really?
Yeah, and
Wow.
Chicago.
But you had to pay for Chicago, didn't you?
Yeah,
No,
I think
I
Monroe
don't think we
was paying.
ended up doing that.
No.
But and it that wasn't set up. Like I didn't want Chicago because I'm a Cleveland fan,
Wow.
and Houston looked like it was more in a position to compete, and I kind of wanted to do a rebuild. And I thought Memphis had some pretty good guys, and
Yeah, like Udonis Haslem is great.
no, like guys that I
All
could.
those 60s you had to cut.
Yeah.
Frank Robinson, Brandon Wallace,
And then
Jared Jordan. Like, those guys don't even exist in real life, do they?
yeah, that's what's sad. That Hamed Haddadi does. That guy's I think he played for like New Orleans this past year
Why
So
did
what-
you cut Richard Hamilton? Sorry.
because he was screwing up my tank.
What's going to be your free agent pitch, Jeremiah? How are you going to convince people to come to Memphis?
Sign this 1 year contract with me, and I'll trade you to a contender.
Yeah, he was telling me, he's like, I'm going to offer Paul Pierce a max deal, and then I'm just going to trade him to a contender. I was like, what are you going to get out of it? He's like, it's a good point. I don't think I'm going to get anything out of it. Because, like, I bet I can get, like, a draft pick. I was like, you're not going to get a draft pick for, like, an 80-something. You're just going to get a shit ton of salary back. He's like, might have to rethink that plan.
If Paul Pierce signs with the Memphis Grizzlies,
Well, he doesn't have the ring chaser thing.
he does.
I thought he did.
His agent will. I think Ian is the small forward agent.
Well, like I have a chart of various players and like what kind of deals I'm gonna offer each one. Like Kobe Bryant, I'm offering a max contract just to make Magic Johnson have to pay money. Same with Dirk. I think I could get Pau Gasol and trade him if he was able to sign a decent deal. But not like a long term, like a max, like single year.
You could just offer people 1 year, $20 million deals.
Monte
DeMar
Ellis.
DeRozan. But yeah, just give it. Same old Allenbert's can be free agent. Pay him $20 million.
The idea was more along the lines of like get a guy that's pretty good, and then people will want them, and I can trade them for a draft pick. But
Yeah.
I'm thinking the best strategy for myself is to like go after like the mid-level guy, a couple good young mid-level guys, and offer them reasonable contracts while everyone's trying to get Blake Griffin.
You have to look at who can even trade draft picks. Because like the Pacers
nobody.
can't, Clippers can't, the Lakers could, Heat can't, Bucks can.
Yeah.
Walt can trade all of his picks, but he just doesn't seem to.
Oh,
They
that's
like
loud.
the thrill of drafting. That's not my TV.
That was me as
Uh.
24. All right, guys. Well, I'm probably gonna go. I gotta eat.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out too.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out too.
All
All
right.
right. Yeah, I'll post it on the forums.
Cool.
Signing
See you
off.
guys.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
See you guys.